cakes out the freezer. Hello, my sister Delisa. How's everyone doing? Hey, Dariana. I see everybody there. Hello. I know I'm supposed to be on at 8 o'clock tonight, but I spent 30 minutes looking for the little piece that holds up my phone so I don't have to use the contraption that's holding my phone now. And I couldn't find it, which thoroughly ticks me off. So I'm a little antsy, and I pray to God that as we're filming this, that doesn't fall over. So, yeah. Anyways, that leads me to say, hey, welcome back to more Cake on Badass Out of Art. I'm your girl, Jelena. You guys let me know if you can hear me, because I always want to make sure I test out the volume. So, let me know how it's going. Please tell me you're still making the frosting. I can't stomach store-bought frosting. Yes. Oh, yes, I'm still making the frosting. Thank you for reminding me, because I forgot I was going to have to make frosting right now. All right, so tonight we're actually going to do a dollar store-bought cake. Dollar store, no, that's not what I wanted to say. Y'all confusing. I'm making a dollar store cake. Everything on this table, with the exception of these three containers right here and the cake stands, the cake boards, was from the dollar store. So we have your cakes I bought from the dollar store, right here. So this is the Pillsbury Doughboy, traditional. I don't ever use Pillsbury Doughboy. I never buy them. I've actually never baked, I don't think, a Pillsbury Doughboy box mix cake. It smelled good, and they smell good, so now that you've seen that, I bought those from the dollar store. And I bought the vegetable oil from the dollar store also. And eggs. They had eggs. So the dollar store, they have like several different types here in America. The one I went to was the Dollar Tree. And then there's like a dollar store, and then there's like a Family Dollar. Now, the Dollar Tree, everything's $1. The dollar store, I can't remember if everything's $1, but Family Dollar Tree, or whatever it's called, Family Dollar, not everything in there's $1. There's a lot of things that's like $10, $15, but you can get a lot there too. So yeah, so I'm going to do this dollar store experiment cake because, for several reasons. Because I always get asked, you know, when I talk to you guys, I should be like cutting this cake. I always get asked, like, how am I supposed to start a business when I don't have that much money or I have no money? And my thing is that if you can purchase at one of the cheapest stores in America, really the cheapest stores in America are like, what do they call it, like penny stores or something like that? But really a cheap store, one of the cheapest stores in America, then you can definitely start a business. And sometimes we always want like the best ingredients, right? The most expensive vanilla, the most expensive flour, but some of us can't afford that. I mean, and I'm just being honest, we can't afford that all the time. So I thought, what a great way to experiment and show you guys that I can actually make a cake, make it look great. First of all, look how that came out of the pan. That looks bomb. Make it look great, make it taste great, and at the same time still sell it. Because as you guys know, I am a box mix girl. I'm not reinventing the vanilla cake. And to be honest with you, I can't stand baking. I'm more of the give me a baked cake, I'd love to decorate it. If it tastes good, I'm excited about it. You know what I mean? And then I can just make it look good. Like I experiment with taste. If you guys have joined me with the Fake It With Me before, then you guys know I experiment with taste, but I also experiment with taste using a box mix cake. Like, it's called Dr. Up. If you guys missed that Bake It With Me I did like 2 months ago, go check it out. We boxed up 3 or 4 different cake mixes. I can't remember. So I definitely, oh, this one's a little burnt, so I'm not going to pay attention to that one. I definitely have to make some buttercream, though. That's the only thing. Because they didn't have any powdered sugar at the store. They did have butter, and they did have whipping cream in their freezer department, but I didn't want to use whipping cream. Although I could have. But they didn't have powdered sugar, which I could have taken the whipping cream, added powdered sugar to thicken it up. Now that I think of it, that would have saved me a lot of time. Well, c'est la vie. Okay, moving on. So I'm going to do, what am I doing? I'm going to tort these, and then I'm going to layer frost as much as I can, because I got some frosting here, but I don't think it's enough. I think I'm just going to have to make the frosting. So let's just tort these, put these back in the freezer. We'll make some frosting really quick, something really simple. And then I'm going to show you guys what I want to do to this cake is I want to make the very famous Easter themed speckle cake. If you guys don't know what that is, I created one last year on this channel. I don't remember if it was a time lapse or if it was an actual tutorial, but here we are now. The speckled cake is basically, it's a cake that has speckles in it. And it kind of looks like the Easter eggs that are painted throughout the year and, you know, that type of stuff. And actually, I wish I got a hold of some eggnog. I would have probably added eggnog to this mix and doctored that up. So then it could have been like an eggnog cake with like a frosted buttercream with like cute little eggs all over it with the speckles inside of it. Yeah. So there's several ways you can make your speckled cake. Some people just take like edible paint and like dash it at it. We're not going to do that. We're going to try something different. So yeah. Well, I don't know why I took all these out without torting them. That was ridiculous. Okay. So the way I tort my cakes is I leave them in the pan. You guys might have seen me do this before. I use a serrated knife, aka butter knife, and we are just going to keep the knife on top of the pan and tort it. You can use whatever contraption that's out there that helps you out torting your cake. It's not my way or the highway. This is just how I do it. I make things easier for myself. I'm going to put these back in the freezer, so I'm going to stack them. And yes, I put my cakes in the freezer because it's easier to tort and frost your cakes when they're frozen. I do not like to put my cakes in the fridge. The fridge will dry your cake out. The freezer will freeze your cake, and then when you take it out, it'll defrost and be all nice and moist and delicious. Now, if you've never joined me for Fake It With Me, hi, I'm Jelena. What we do is, on Fake It With Me, I try to create something that's not made from scratch, or it's maybe like 70% less scratch, right? And then we find ways to kind of doctor it up, make it look pretty, because not everybody's great at baking. I mean, I'm pretty good at it, but I don't care for it. But not everybody's great at baking, and not everybody can afford the most expensive vanilla. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm trying to give you guys alternatives that you can use in your business. And, of course, maybe you don't want to go to the dollar store and buy the box mix there. That's fine. I mean, it's Pillsbury Doughboy, and they've been banking, so I don't see how you can go wrong with that. Because if you go to Walmart, I buy the boxes at Walmart for $1. Show. But not the Pillsbury Doughboy one. But I still buy box dollar mix. But you can get a lot of great things at the dollar store. When I was there, you know, every season they have their seasonal section. When you go in, it's right to the right most of the times. And it's like all of the Easter stuff, or it could be Christmas stuff or Halloween stuff. That is a great place to go when you want to do like these seasonal sales that you do. I see a lot of people do like Easter sales, Christmas sales, all those things. It's a great place to shop at, you know, if you need things right now. You know, of course, you always want to try to buy ahead of time, and maybe from China, because things there are like a penny, and it takes longer to deliver. But the dollar store is a great place. I mean, this is hashtag not sponsored, and if anybody knows the dollar store CEO, tell them to hit me up. But it is a great place that you can get decorative things from. Like, they sell silk flowers there. They sell all types of decor there that you can use when making some cakes. So, okay, so I've ordered these. I just want you, okay, so I'm going to give a little feedback, right, on these cakes. Now, I have always used Betty Crocker, right, and Duncan Hines. Those are the two cake mixes I have always used. I haven't used Duncan Hines at all this year since they've gone through their whole, like, situation they went through. Sometimes it's hard for me to, like, jump back on board when somebody's gone through stuff and people have gotten sick or died. Long story short, I almost did from ice cream, but I'll tell that story another day. So yeah, those are the two box mixes I use, and let me tell you something. This is the first time that I can recall I've ever used Pillsbury, and it was a $1 box, and it was from the dollar store, and these came out pretty damn good. I'm not pretty damn good, they came out damn good. Like, that even bake, don't pay attention to the burnt one. Totally burned a cake in there. But it has a nice even bake, like, look how perfect that is. I'm actually very impressed. Very impressed. So I'm going to go pop these in the freezer, and then I'm going to go grab, I'm going to go grab the stuff I need to make the buttercream. And then we're going to make some quick buttercream, and yeah, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Talk amongst yourselves. Ask me questions. I would love to answer them. Thing leads to another, and let's clean up our space. You guys know I have to have a clean area. Crumbs drive me nuts. I can't think amongst mess. What? I'm making crumbs all over the floor. Cool. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all this and throw it here in this drawer because it's all in the way. Put that away. Make some room. Perfect. Boom, now I got even more space. Now let me grab the mixer and everything I need so we can make a batch of buttercream. Okay, so I got the mixer. Okay, and I have this. And I have my shortening. And I have my powdered sugar. I have my creamer. Yep, I have my creamer, my vanilla. Cool. And let me grab the cord. Alrighty, got the cord. Plug everything in. Perfect. Alright. So you guys might have seen me create this buttercream before. If you haven't, now's the time to take notes. If you want to watch the rerun of when I made this buttercream, check out the black buttercream Fake It With Me that I did. Or was it a Fix It Friday? It was black buttercream. It was on this channel and I did it live. I think it was a Fix It Friday. Where I showed you how I make my basic buttercream, and then I go in on telling you how I make my black buttercream. So, shortening. And left in the dust. I have this song in my head. That Sunflower song from Spider-Man. Alright, so I got my shortening. I can always tell when the weather is getting warmer, no matter how cold it is in my house. because it affects the thickness of my shortening. Like, this is so soft. That almost flung across the room. This is so soft. And during the winter, when I had it delivered to me, it was a little more solid. Okay. Cool. So that's just shortening. That's one container of shortening, and then I'm going to use some of this powdered sugar. I'm trying to make it all go to the bottom so it doesn't like spray everywhere. And, oh, let me not forget the butter also. I used to not add butter because I always wanted the shortening to be like pure white. And now I add butter to my mix because sorry about that. Hopefully it's reconnected. My alarm just went off. Which I said, Jelena, turn the alarm off before you start your live because it's going to interrupt it. And I didn't. I apologize. But yeah, but I noticed with butter, when I add the butter, that when I want to color my buttercream, the color takes better. Takes, not taste. It takes better. It colors better with the buttercream rather than not adding the butter. I haven't quite figured out the science behind that yet, but soon I will. Let me grab my butter. Butter. Here. Okay, I'm not adding a stick of butter. I don't have that. I'm going to add this butter, my country crock. I know you guys are going to be like, that's not real butter. I don't care. This is what I put on my toast. This is what my mama put on her toast. And my grandma put on her toast. Look, and it's brand new. Okay. Let's grab some butter. So for one batch, I like to do at least, this is my measurement skills. Enjoy. At least 2 spoons of it. And you guys try to figure out, what's the measurement of that? I don't know. With my buttercream, I like to go by taste and texture. Can never go wrong when you're adding vanilla, powdered sugar, a creamer, right? If it's too soft, add more powdered sugar. If it's too thick, add more liquid. So I'm going to add my creamer to help all this mix together. And I'm going to add some vanilla. This is Madagascar vanilla. This bad boy costs $40 for 8 ounces, which is redonkulous. Okay, that's the good vanilla. I should have pulled out the cheap vanilla. Okay. Oh, I see things happening. I missed something. Oh my God, Nina. Oh, hey, Trey. Oh, wait. I'm missing a lot. Hold on. Let me go up. Okay, I'm back. Am I back? Is it working? Of course that happens, right in the middle of me like talking to you guys. I didn't even notice that it started to buffer. I don't know what the fudge, man. The internet here just kind of was like, I don't think so, Jelena, not today. I don't care what you're trying to do, is basically what just happened to me. Okay, good. No, it wasn't just you, Teresa. It was probably me. Any hoozles, but I'm back. I don't remember, I don't know where it's ended off. What was the last thing you guys heard me saying? Because I have no idea when it started to buffer. And hopefully we can get everybody back in here. But in the meantime, I'm just going to pick up where I left off at, and then hopefully you guys will just let me know what was the last thing you guys heard me say. So I have to prep the stuff that I'm going to do to make the cake speckle. What I plan on using are these chocolatey, they're called chocolatey smooth crisp and crunch candy. There's these little eggs covered in this pretty little foil, right? And we're going to chop these up and we're going to mix them into the buttercream so that way we can have like these speckles all in them. You can really add anything that would probably, like Oreos, well, but super fine, like super crunched up Oreos. You could probably like sprinkle a little bit in your buttercream. So that's what we're gonna do with these crispy chocolate egg thingy-majiggies. Okay. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and let this mix up. I gotta add more powdered sugar to this. I would say for every container of shortening I use is the amount of powdered sugar for one bag of powdered sugar. Okay. Let's plug this bad boy back in. Okay. Now I'm just going to open these eggs up as fast as humanly possible. And we're going to cut these up. The reason why I chose these is because it has that crispy crunch on the inside, like a wafer. So I was really hoping that would bring like speckle whatever into my buttercream. It's actually really easy to open. Getting confused. Alright, so we're going to do that with this. I need to add more powdered sugar because this shortening was really soft. Okay, where's the opening? How I made the speckle cake last year was, yes, I used the whole container of shortening. I see someone ask that question. Yeah, I used the whole container. This is 42 ounces. I used the whole thing. Hello, Scotland. Hi from America. So last time I made the speckle cake, I just used edible paint and I like splashed it on there. We're going to use some gold, edible gold luster, but for the inside of it, we're actually going to use some of this crisp candy. Ooh, ooh. This will be interesting. You know what I wish I would have took out? The chopper thingy. You know, the thing that grinds stuff up and kind of looks like a blender, but it's for like food? Yeah, I should have took that out. And then this would have just like chopped up really finely. But we're just going to put our YouTube knife skills in effect. And I probably don't even need this many chocolates. not that much crisp in these. Hey, dollar store, you've cheapened my crispy candy. I see more chocolate than crisp in this, which is not making me happy, but I'm still going to use it anyways because this was the plan. And just remember, this really just needs to be the outside of your cake. I'm not going to actually use this for the inside. Ooh, I don't have time for that. I was about to think like maybe I should cut this up and like sprinkle inside each layer. Ain't nobody got time for that right now. That's me doing team too much. I tend to do that. I just need to think of one thing at a time and stick to that. And what we're sticking to is just the outside speckled in. So I'm just cutting this up super finely. You guys like my knife skills? Oh my god, let me tell you guys a story why I do this. So, I used to work at Subway. This is going to be not a good story to talk about with food, but I'm just going to tell you guys. So, I used to work at Subway, and I worked there when I was in high school. And I used to work at Burger King too, before, like in the summertime in between high school. But that's another story for another day. But just know I got someone fired because they assaulted me. But I'll tell that story some other time. But Subway, where it was located was down the street from my high school, and it was like in the little cut next to a tattoo parlor, which was open 24/7, and it was like really dark. There was no outside lights there, and they had me working after school by myself. Like, I worked there for 3 days, and then they were like, great, so now you're gonna open the store and close the store, here's the key. And I'm like, okay, they were in desperate need of people. So I was like, okay, my dad wasn't too happy about it. He was like, I don't like the fact that you're by yourself. I'm like, Dad, I'm grown. I have this job, leave me alone, right? So when I would work there at night, my boyfriend at the time would come and stay with me while I closed so I wouldn't be alone, which was super nice. So my dad would come at night and wait for me, which was super cool too. Because, you know, which I totally get now that I'm older. Like before I was like, I know what I'm doing. I didn't really know. But on the weekends, they had me working on Sundays, and they had me working by myself. So Sundays was like a short day. We were only open from like, I don't know, 11 to like 5. So it was a short day. So I would be there by myself, and maybe one person would come in for like 3 hours or 4 hours. And then they would leave, and I would be by myself again. So during lunchtime, people freaking love Subway. I didn't really understand that until then. Like, people love Subway. Love it. If you don't know what Subway is because you're in a different country, it's a store. It's a little walk-in restaurant that you go in and you can get like a sandwich. It's a sandwich shop, basically. And now they have like pizza, which is strange. So I would work the line by myself. And it was like a long line of people because this was on a busy road where there was a lot of businesses and shit like that. It was a long line of people. So we had to hurry. So the way you have to open the bread was you have to put your hand on top, and then you take the knife and you slice it like this, right? And that's how you open the bread. But this bread was so freaking flimsy and so like soft and gooey and doughy because we baked it that morning. I never listened. So I would hold the bread in my hand like this, and as I'm cutting, I wouldn't notice that I was actually cutting my finger. So this is why I quit. That day, I quit. I just quit. I couldn't take it anymore. I cut my hand 4 times, right? And I was praying to God that the customers would be so disgusted that they would walk out. But nobody was walking out. This line just kept getting longer and longer and longer and longer. I cut my hand 4 times, sliced it right down right here, and that freaking hurt. It hurt so bad. Anyways, so I sliced my hand. It didn't get like on the food because when you start the bread, it's all the way over here and the food's over there. But yeah, that was my hopes. I wasn't cutting my hand on purpose. It was complete accident because I was rushing and not paying attention. But I was so pissed because every time I cut my hand, I had to then clean the entire surface area up, meaning I had to cover the food, clean the entire surface area, go to the back, tend to my hand, wrap it really good so there wouldn't be like blood gushing, put double layer of gloves on, and then put the other glove on, which was the baking glove that we had in there. So I had to put the baking glove on so that way I wouldn't continue cutting my hand. Yeah, that was frustrating. But I didn't do the baking glove part until like the 4th time, which I was like, oh, here's a separate glove. I should use that one. Yeah, that was the 2nd time of my life working with food, and I hated it. Completely and utterly hated it, okay? Oh, I see you guys asking questions. Can you put the shortening in the fridge to harden? Yeah, but you shouldn't. We don't want hard shortening. We want it to be soft, so that way your buttercream is soft and smooth. The powdered sugar is what's going to make it thicker, okay? And if you use less liquid. When it's really soft the way it is right now, you want to use less liquid. I probably could have had too much of the creamer. I think this is pretty good. It's all nice and like small flakes, so good. Ready? I'm going to go ahead and put this in here and save this for when I'm ready to do the outside buttercream. And I pray that it turns out the way I want it to turn out. Okay, so I didn't need that much actually. It's pretty good. Cool. Great. So I'm going to set this back here. I need this. I don't need this. And we're going to clean up. And I don't need any of these open chocolates, so we're going to throw those away. Alright. What's next? Layer frosting. I'm actually going to mix this buttercream I already made with this one so I can get rid of it. Okay. And this buttercream actually has some great speckles in it. So, wait, maybe I don't want to do that. Or maybe I do. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. This is the buttercream I made around St. Patrick's Day when I made that Irish cream Bailey buttercream, and then I made the cupcakes that were so divine. So good. It was so good. But that's what this buttercream is. And it smells so good. So I'm just going to go ahead and add it in here. The last thing I want is containers on containers on containers of buttercream everywhere. If you guys didn't watch that one or make those cupcakes, oh my god, you have to. You just have to. They're not intended for kids because they have the Irish Bailey's cream in it. And it wasn't Bailey's cream. It was some Irish cream. I can't remember the name of it. But it has whiskey in it. So, sorry kids. We're just going to give that a nice quick mix. Excuse me. And put some more powdered sugar in here so I don't have to do it later. And then I'm going to prep everything and get my cakes out. We're going to go ahead and frost those. Let's clean up this area. I heard people talking and I thought it was my kid. But it's not. It's the neighbor. Okay, so now let's go ahead and mix this all together. Somebody play elevator music. thank our sponsors, Chick-fil-A. No, I'm kidding. I wish. I wish. If Chick-fil-A was sponsoring us, we would not have buffering internet happening right now, okay? That's for sure. Their lemonade is by far the best. The best. I don't care what nobody says. Fight me on it if you want to. The best. Okie dokie. So let's go ahead and start this out. I should probably move this out the way so I can see what's going on the other side. Woo! You guys want to see my buttercream? There it is. It smells so good. It smells so good. I gotta give that a nice good mix again by hand. Let's get rid of this out the way. If you guys are home bakers, hell, if you're just a baker or a cook or a chef, if you work in the kitchen, the best thing you can do is always clean up after you finish the project. Don't like move on and leave your crap to the side. Clean up after yourself, for heaven's sakes. Like, if your area looks cluttered, that's what your mind looks like, and that's what your cake's gonna look like. If I had the ability of having a sink right here, please believe I would not have to leave the screen. But because it's all the way freak over here, alright, so let's get this out the way. Okie dokie. Good, good, good. I don't have any crumbs anywhere. Perfect. Okay. Napkin. Don't fall down. Great. Good. Perfect. Perfect. I'm ready. You guys ready? Alright, so I have a 10-inch board. I wish I had an 8-inch, but I ran out. So I have 10 inches, and what I like to do when I start frosting my cakes is I like to actually put a little bit, just a very small amount of buttercream down on the bottom, and that's going to act as the adhesive, the glue, to keep the bottom cake down there, right? So we're going to turn this way so you guys don't see the burnt one, and we're going to go ahead and put that one down here. I like a tall cake, that's why I'm not torting these. And normally I would put these actually right side up, but they look so great the way they're layered. I'm going to keep them in this order. Okay. So let's give this one a good mix by hand. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen my Insta story where I went shopping for some of these items in, where did I go? The dollar store. In the dollar store. So go check that Insta story out where you guys see that I kind of just, it was like a quick little montage of me shopping in the dollar store so you guys know it's real. And don't think I'm lying to you. I really bought this stuff at the dollar store. I'm really going to make this, I really bake these cakes from the dollar store. Okay. So let's put a little bit of buttercream down, right? Just a smidge. I'm going to go ahead and frost this. If you guys want a quick tutorial on how I frost, let me do it really fast for you guys. Even though you guys can watch so many more of my videos where I'm in more detail, but I know sometimes people ask some questions. So I like to put buttercream, right? I really didn't need that much, but whatever. And my point of doing what I'm doing is I'm just spreading it so it covers the entire layer before I smooth it out. And now that I've covered the entire layer, now I'm going to go ahead and rotate it really quickly. And now it's all nice and smooth, right? I was going to put a board here. I was going to put dowels and then put a board and then put these cakes for support. But these cakes are kind of cool and nice and perfect. So I'm going to chance it without a board. Sometimes I do it with a board, sometimes I don't. I'm actually going to do it without a board right now. So you see how much one of those containers of shortening and one bag of powdered sugar actually made, right? It made this giant batch. To me, that's just one batch, but I can use this on this entire cake and like a 6-inch probably. Where am I going? I was totally about to cover the cake with that. It actually smells good. The cake smells like a cookie. Like it really does. It smells like a cookie. I'm not mad at it. Not mad at all. And I got the eggs from there too. The egg size were medium. They didn't have like large, or maybe I didn't look hard enough. Alright, so if you guys don't know what crumb coat is, I'm going to teach you guys really quick what crumb coating is. When you crumb coat, what you're basically doing is making sure that your cake is covered in a thin layer of buttercream, which will help you ensure that all of the crumbs stay there. Like it's not getting in your final layer, right? Because on the outside, when you put your final layer of buttercream, you need to make sure that it's nice and clean and there's like no crumbs in it. You want to try your hardest, right? Especially if you're covering this cake with fondant, because if you're covering it with fondant and there's crumbs, you know, big crumbs. I'm not talking about like little specks. If there's big crumbs on the outside of your fondant, then not outside of your fondant, on the outside of your final coat of your buttercream, that can affect the way your fondant lays on your cake. So you want to be careful with that. So what I like to do is I like to have a crumb cup, and I have my spatula, and when I go to crumb coat this cake, I clean my spatula off in the crumb cup. So that way there's no crumbs getting in my nice beautiful buttercream over here. You know what I mean? Okay. You see all those crumbs that are in there? We don't want that here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take buttercream from here and actually throw it in there so I don't have to stick my offset spatula back into there. Am I making sense to you guys? Or am I speaking Spanglish? Okay. I'm not looking for this to be perfect. I just need to cover the cake with a thin layer. Every time in my class, I got blasts on my students. Every time, one of my students will make the thickest layer of crumb coat. And I'm like, but why? A thin layer. It doesn't need to be so thick. Oh, and then they start saying, well, mine doesn't look as smooth as yours. It's not about that. All you got to do right now is just cover. You see how I'm frosting? It doesn't matter how you even frost either, which way your spatula is going. We're just looking for a nice thin layer. You're going to still see your cake through it. Doesn't need to be super thick. The thick layer is your final coat. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Frost our top. You know, I really try to keep these things under an hour. I totally forgot I had to make buttercream. That would have probably saved me time if I would have remembered earlier. But what I did was, I baked the cakes and was like, oh, I have so much time to take a nap. I didn't nap, but I definitely laid down. And then when I officially got up, I couldn't find that little piece I said I was looking for. So, you know, of course, when you think you're a mom and you have time, you don't have time. It's a lie. Don't believe it. If you ever feel like, oh, I have a lot of time. Oh, I have like a whole hour to myself. That's not true. You're forgetting something, moms. You don't ever get an hour to yourself. That's horse shiznitzel. Somebody lied to you. Okay. See the nice thin layer? Right? So now we're going to pop this in the freezer, and I'm going to get my final buttercream ready to final buttercream our cake. And then we're going to decorate it. and she gonna look putty, right? Just go stick this in the freezer. I'll be right back. Now, the reason why you guys might be going, why is she sticking it in the freezer? That's weird. I stick it in the freezer because I want my buttercream to get nice and chilled. So when I go to put the other layer of buttercream on, that the first buttercream I put on isn't going anywhere. Like it's staying in place, right? So you want to make sure that the freezer's your friend. Okay? Don't be afraid of the freezer. It's the fridge you should be afraid of because that will freeze out, it will dry out your cake. And then you'll just have like the driest cake ever. So you want to just be careful with that. I'm not saying you can't put it in the fridge. I'm just saying there's certain circumstances in which you shouldn't put your cake in the fridge. Where is your turntable from? The turntable is from, thanks for asking, is from Sugarworks Sugar Structure. You can go to sugarworks.com. You can use my coupon code. You get 10% off all of their items using the code MORECAKE and then the number 10. More Cake, the number 10. MORECAKE 10. And you get 10% off. And tell them I sent you. Say, hey, Jelena says, y'all gonna hook me up with 10% off. Here's this coupon code. And they're gonna hook you up. Alright, so let's move this out the way. We don't need this right now. Alright, so I want to do like this like yellow and pink kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Let me grab some spoons. Because I have this idea. You guys know when I'm live, I honestly don't know if I'm going to screw up. And I screw up a lot. And I screw up so that way you guys can watch me screw up and know that it's okay to screw up. And then also so that way you guys don't have to screw up. So I have this leftover pink and yellow buttercream because I refuse to color any more buttercream. Like, any more until I finish these two. So I have this pink and yellow, so I'm thinking like this pink and yellow kind of look. And I think that would be really cute with maybe some speckles in it of the chocolate that I just crushed up. So we shall see how this turns out. You know, who knows? I'm making this face because I didn't sketch anything. I hardly ever thought of it. I was just like, oh, great, I have these two buttercreams. And now I'm like, is this going to look good? Is it going to look weird? Is it going to remind people of lemonade, which I don't mind because it's totally spring and summer right now. Well, it's really spring, but you know what I mean. In the baking world, if you're in spring, that means you're in summer. Sorry. That's some crumbs in there. Okay. So I got pink and yellow. Alrighty, here I go. Let's try this out. Definitely quenches your thirst. I'm just going to run an ad for Chick-fil-A. Quenches your thirst. They put ice in it. Best ice ever. Okay. So, that's the face you have to make when you do this. Alright, I didn't want to put a lot. And I don't want to mix this to the point of it starting to like mix together. I just want to toss it a little bit. I don't know if this is going to work. We will see. We shall see. If it doesn't, I do have a plan B. I do. Don't think I went in this without thinking, oh, what's a plan B? It's going to look good? Thanks. See? Someone's putting out positive vibes for me. You know what's always fun? When I look over and I see that there's 22 people in here, and I'm like, great. 22 people are going to see you screw up right now, Jelena. Awesome. All right, so I don't really need any of this right now. I think I just need to do it. Just go do it. Stop stalling. Go get your cake. Frost it. Get it over with. Let's see what happens. Okay. Grabbing the cake. Yep, perfect. If your freezer is like my freezer, your cake is nice and chilled to the touch, meaning no buttercreams on your finger. So let's get the show on the road. So we're going to go ahead and do a nice final coat. I'm sweating. That's how nervous I am. Like, I can totally just use this. I mean, that has nice speckles in it. It looks beautiful. But I really wanted it to look pink and yellow. That's the color I had in my head. So we're going to get that together. Okay. As soon as I stop stalling, just do it. Just do it. It's just, right? What does my shirt say? It's just fucking cake. Just do it. Stop flipping out. Acting all weird and nuts. Start with yellow, touches of pink. Start with pink, touches of yellow. I think start with yellow, touches of pink. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Hey, I see someone said, hey. Someone suggesting yellow at the bottom would be nice, blending into the white. Oh, I see what you're saying, like yellow and then going up to white. That could work. So you mean X-nay the pink, just like F the pink, right? Is that what you're saying? Just F the pink? Should I just get rid of the pink? Yellow, pink, white. I don't know. I was loving the yellow and the white, but then also I was loving the yellow and the pink. This is what happens when you don't plan shit, Jelena. I normally do plan. Like, I sketch a whole cake. I have a whole list of step-by-step process. But when I do these lives, I just try to do it off the whim. So then that way you guys can see, look, it's okay to screw up. It's okay to have, not know what you're trying to do. And that seems to be the majority of my time when I do this. Ooh, I should have mixed this frosting a little bit more. Hella thick. Okay, so I'm just going to let my artistic ability flow. And whatever comes of this cake comes of it. Right? Whatever happens, happens. Are you guys seeing the speckles in it? You guys see the speckles? I did that. Okay. Alright, I'm getting all lightheaded now. Calm down, Jelena. Relax. Okay. I'm not even trying to smooth it. Really, I'm trying to spread it. So I just want to spread it. Oh, someone else is saying, I say a pink and white. Pink and white. Well, pink and white. Where was that comment before I started with the yellow? I say pink and yellow mixed. Pink and yellow mixed. I feel like that was my original idea, so maybe I should stick with the original. I don't know, but then I liked when the person said the pink and the white, and now, the pink and the white, the yellow and the white. Because this month, yellow is my color. And, if you guys don't know what I mean by yellow is my color, you guys have to follow me on Instagram. @ yes_ma'am_sweets. And you guys will understand what I'm talking about. But I'm liking the yellow. And then I'll add, I think what I'll add, I don't know what I'm going to add. We'll see. I have no vision, but I'm just going to go with the flow and see how this is. Look how freaking tall this cake is, right? This cake is hella tall. You want to know how much this cake costs? Just with this cake with no buttercream, this cake costs $5. This cake costs $5 with none of this buttercream. I'm going to tell you what it costs with the buttercream. $5, no buttercream. Okay? Okay? Nope. $5, $6. $6. $6. That's what it costs. I've forgotten ingredients. Did you know you can go to the freaking dollar store, hashtag not sponsored, hashtag I wish I was sponsored, hashtag somebody reach out to the CEO and tell them you sponsor me. You can go to the dollar store and get a dozen eggs for $1. Well, it was a Dollar Tree. But hello, like, where they do that at? I could not believe that. Oh, man. I dropped buttercream. As always. Okay. Alrighty, so we have the yellow. Now let's do the top. I'm just going with it. I think I need some more speckles. I've run out of speckle. Speckle. So yeah, $6 without the buttercream so far. Okay. So if you are looking for ways to finance your hobby, your job that you're trying to have, your business that you're trying to build, I would start in the least expensive places. You do not have to be like, you know, every Joe Schmo out there using the most expensive ingredients if you can't afford it. Okay? Businesses start with ideas. Ideas start with trying to solve a problem within the world. Right? Come up with a problem, figure out a solution. And it doesn't have to be the most expensive one. Because if you recognize that a lot of electronics, a lot of them were made in China, and you're just carrying around a glorified penny, basically, when it comes to your cell phones. So, excuse me as I pick up this buttercream, do not get discouraged, okay? Because a lot of people will say like, oh, I don't have, you know, the means. BS, you do have the means. You just have to think outside the box, okay? And not everybody's story is your story. You know, when I started this business, other bakeries, their stories were, oh, I used to remember growing up and my grandmother would, you know, bake me this cake and she taught me how to do this and she let me lick the batter out the bowl. And I was like, well, shit, that didn't happen for me. You know, my Nana taught me how to make apple pies. She taught me how to make sweet potato pies, but she taught me when she sat down and she told me what to grab and I was doing it. So, but that's not my story of baking. I was baking before then. My story of baking was my sister. She is really the baker. She loves baking. I just wanted to be in business, you know? So that wasn't my story. And I'm not a cookie cutter baker, if you guys know that about me. Right? I mean, for goodness sakes, my shirt says fucking on it, so. At the end of the day, I'm not your average cookie cutter baker. Your story does not have to be everybody else's story. It is okay. Right? Look at that. I'm loving the yellow. It's definitely reading Easter to me so far. But I think I'm definitely going to add some pink in it. I think I'm going to X-nay the white, go back to my original idea, and add the pink. Do you see how much buttercream I used on this? I didn't use very much. It was whatever was in this bowl, this little bowl, is what I used for the final coat. And you saw the thin layer, right? So you don't really need that much buttercream on your cakes. Unless like you like a super, super thick, which is fine. You could do a super thick one, not hating on you. Majority of the time mine is super thick. But these cakes turned out hella good. And I didn't really need to do much. Thank you, Jesus. Maybe I shouldn't thank Jesus for this part, but thank you, cake gods. Let me thank the cake gods. Alrighty. Just trying to see if there's any like big dents or big dividends that I need to fill in. I actually like this. I'm liking it. I don't think I've ever done like a big yellow cake before. This is the first. Oh my god, did you guys see the tutorial I did with my kids? We made these peekaboo bunnies. So cute. So cute. The kids had a freaking blast. I, on the other hand, was sweating bullets because making that tutorial took 3 days. Because we had to do nap times in between. We had to do a lot of breaks in between. Because my daughter was losing it. My son was fine, you know, but my daughter, she was breaking down. Slowly but surely, just losing it. And I really don't like to, like, you know, force them to do anything unless they want to. That's why sometimes in some of the things that you guys see, in some of the scenes, it may just be me and my son or just me and my daughter. Because one of them has just said, screw it, I don't want to do it no more. So yeah, we had to stop a couple of times for that. I'm actually impressed. When you make the, oh sorry, I missed like a bunch of stuff. Wait, hold on, where are we? Speckles look great, hon. Thanks, they do look really good, right? I'm impressed with myself. I normally am impressed with myself when I do things for the first time. I'm really impressed with myself. That's double barrel. Speckles, yes, this is double barrel. Is it typical to use a lot of shortening? Okay, so a lot of people make buttercream differently. So I made an American crusted buttercream, and the reason why it's called an American crusted buttercream, American being the word I'm aiming at, is because really only America uses shortening in their buttercream. Normally buttercream is made with like butter and powdered sugar. But I use a lot of shortening because it's American crusted buttercream because I like the buttercream to then crust. So if you ever had a cake at Publix or if you ever had a cake at Sam's or any of those grocery stores, Walmart or anything like that, that's the kind of buttercream that I make. I make the American crusted version of it. They don't really use butter. They just use more shortening. The shortening is a high, you want to use a high ratio of fat because that's what gives it the crusted part. And crusted not in a weird way, but crusted as it's stiff. It's a stiff buttercream. La 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 la. When you make the buttercream, they were super cute. Thanks, Paula. They were cute. They did me proud. And they really loved making those bunnies. I was very proud of my son because he put all that stuff on there by himself. A little bit of help from me, but he basically did it himself. My daughter, on the other hand, I mean, I practically did her cake. She was really just in the way. Is what was happening with her. You added more drips to the wall. I like, thank you. Yeah, I actually got rid of the shelf because the shelf said no to me so many times it kept falling over. So I put just all the drips. That's what I kept imagining that's what I needed. So thanks. You don't need support for the cake. Well, this cake isn't transported anywhere, and if it was, I really don't think I would need any support. But if you do want to put support, which I do on occasion, it just really depends. I would put 2 layers, and then I would put some bobo straws, and then I would put a cake board there, and then the rest of the layers for it. But other than that, that's the only support that I would do for this cake. Yes, I did see the children make it much fun, and your faces said it all. Yeah, they make my job fun. They really do. They make it easy because it used to be really hard for me to record tutorials when I'd have to like work in between their nap times just so I can get it to be quiet. And then one day I just said, F it. Just F it. I'm not going to sit here and like wait forever for one of these kids to take their nap. And really it's my daughter who, you know, she just sometimes doesn't want to nap. She just is a hard-headed, you know, do it herself. I don't need a nap. I'm not a baby, you know, type of thing. So it was really because of her I started using them in my tutorials because it was like, I'm either going to do this or I'm not going to do it. And I'm just going to do it and they're just going to stand here and I don't care. Don't care. It's just what's going to happen. So, yeah. Then it just started becoming a thing, like more fun. And then you guys kept saying, oh, you do another one with your kids. And I'm like, okay, sure. I'll just sweat my ass off for 3 days because you guys want to laugh at my misery. Not a problem. So, but I'm glad you guys enjoy it. All right, so now I'm going to add the pink. And I'm just adding just some lines. Nothing too drastic. I mean, if I was bold, I'd just leave it just like this. I'm not that bold right now. Okay. We're just going to add a little bit here. And then we're going to smooth this over. Normally I would use a scraper, but this is doing me just fine. Now I don't want it to cover the entire cake. I just want it to kind of smear it in the cake. You can't really see any of that. I can see it. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, if it can be shown on the screen. The pink starts to blend in, which then makes this like interesting color. Very interesting. I wish I had like a hot pink right now. That would have been badass. A nice hot pink. Okie dokie. It is getting hot in here. When is this air turning on? Interesting. It's not yellow. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's not yellow. It literally looks like there's pink on top of yellow. So the pink's not really doing anything. It's like mixing in with it. But I'm okay with that, and hopefully this doesn't start turning orange. Maybe I should have definitely did one layer of yellow at the bottom and then did pink at the top, because nope, it's just looking yellow. See something moving. Could you do the carrot cake buttercream with shortening? Could I do carrot cake with buttercream with shortening? Yeah. You mean, can you make a carrot cake, a flavored carrot cake, and then use shortening? Yeah, you can. You use shortening, use butter, use cream cheese, and mix that all up. The buttercream that I made, it's a basic buttercream. You can flavor it any way. Shortening just adds a crust. It makes your buttercream last longer. That's what it does. That's all shortening does. Butter, of course, it derives from cow's milk, you know, that type of thing. It's a dairy situation. So, of course, it won't last as long. Shortening lasts longer, and then it crusts at the when it's chilled. Maybe add some white. Okay, listen, I'm listening to y'all. I'm going to add this white. Oh, I'm looking for a napkin. And if the white doesn't do nothing, then we just going to move on. All right. Let's put a little bit of white here. Some here. Literally just stepped in the buttercream spot. Oh, I can fucks with it. I like it. I like that little white right there. Thanks. Who said that? Who said that? Where am I at? Where did they go? Wait, what happened to, from Argentina with my daughter, we're watching you, sorry for the English. That's fine, hi Cynthia, thanks for watching. Thank you to your daughter for watching too. I totally missed that comment. Yes, I did see the children, could you do the carrot, yes, maybe add some white. There it goes. Nasai, Garrett, good idea, it looks great. I feel like someone else said that idea earlier too, but that's okay. Great idea to you. Appreciate it. Okay, I think that looks great. Oh my god, and that kind of looks like eggish. Doesn't that look eggish? I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like yellow and white on there. It looks pretty damn cool. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna make it. Okay, let me hurry up. cake looks great. My board looks nice and clean. I like the white. I like the white. I like the white. I have to say that several times. I like the white. Perfect. Let me get this out of the way. And then what we're going to do is now we're going to decorate with all the dollar store stuff. Okay, so let me move all this stuff out the way. Great. I got rid of yellow buttercream. I still have this pink and I still have that white. Which I think I need to definitely just get rid of the pink. Just dump it. Okay, I don't need any of this. Alright, and I definitely don't need this. Perfect. Great. I'm ready. Isn't it great? Isn't it cute? It's so cute. Okay, let me move that over there. Okay. Now let's take out what we have. So we have some of these. I don't know if I'm going to use these. These are called cichlets. We used to eat these as a kid. I actually kind of hated them. But because they were just like the candy that was there in front of my face, I would just eat them anyways. I don't know if I'm going to use these. I don't know. I don't know. And then, of course, I still have the eggs. I have golden eggs. I have more cichlets. I don't know why I bought so many. I have ring pops, which I can totally get down with. I have these little chocolate bunnies. Ooh, I have this big chocolate bunny that I definitely want to use. And I have this, oh, this is a peanut butter egg. It's like half an egg. It's like a Reese's Pieces, but it's giant. So I'm going to use actually this, and what I want to do is actually color over it with the gold luster and put it on there, right? Which is then going to make our cake look expensive. I have the peeps. We have to use some peeps. I think yellow and yellow is going to be a travesty, so definitely pink. I mean, but how many freaking bunnies do we need? And then I have these bunnies. See, I'm not even going to use all of these, but I have all this to choose from. I love this egg. But then I like the idea of, these are plastic eggs, right? But I love the idea of using the chocolate edible egg and coloring it gold. So many choices. So many choices. Okay. Okay. I want this cake to look hella chic, right? And not hella cheap. We want it to look chic, not cheap. You guys like how I did that? Alright, so what I want to make sure I use chic items. So we're actually going to move this over. I'm going to grab a bowl because I used the one I needed. So I have some edible luster and some Everclear. Oh, this is not the one. This is more of a pearl, not gold. There it is. Sorry. Excuse me as I pull out all of my junk. All of my colors. I already have some I put in these pre-tubes, so I may just use those. Yep, there we go. We're just going to use that one. Perfect. Put it all back nice and neatly. Okay. So I'm actually just going to use what I already have in my little tube here. Put a smidge of Everclear. I like to use Everclear, not vodka. Everclear dries faster, but you can use vodka. I've seen people use lemon extract. Oh, look, I forgot about these. I also have cotton candy, yellow and pink cotton candy that I got from the dollar store. They sell these at the dollar store. And I have these like chocolate hazelnut pyroline, it doesn't matter and I don't care. So don't try to correct me. I have those. The things that look like straws. Watch me figure out how to say it later. Okay. Oh, look at that. Look how cute the egg is. You guys probably can't see that detail on there, but there's like little bunnies hopping. So cute. Let me grab one of these. This one looks just about right. Okay. The detail will come out more once I paint on it. So the purpose of using the gold is so it can be look more expensive. That's one. Putting gold in anything makes anything expensive. Right? We want it to look really chic and pretty because we're trying to make money off these cakes. Without the buttercream, what did I say this cost? $6, right? My batch of buttercream costs me to make in total is no more than $7. Is a batch of buttercream for me, right? And you saw I didn't even use a full batch of buttercream. Then we have a golden egg. You see? Trying not to touch it as much because it's chocolate and my chocolate's going to start to melt in my hand. It's actually starting to melt in my hand already. Okay, cool. Cool. Great. We're painted. Alright, so, ooh, I'm missing stuff. Sorry. Do you mind sharing where you purchased your bench scraper from? I purchased it from someone online. I can link her stuff down below. But I mean, you can really go on Amazon and get a bench scraper. I only purchased it from this particular person because they put my logo in the middle of it. Okay, what do I do? Let's wipe this area off. Alrighty, so I've decided. I'm going to use this chocolate bunny, right? Because I mean, come on. You gotta have a chocolate bunny. And I'm gonna use this gold egg, right? Now I don't want to put everything under the sun on here. But I definitely wanted options. I can definitely see me using something cute like this. I mean, now I didn't use the pink, so it's not like I have to, I mean, pink could be cute. Purple can be cute too. Okay. Make a decision tonight. Just make the decision because, you know, people have things to do and, I mean, these aren't these so cute. Could you guys imagine if you decorated a Christmas tree with these? That would be so pretty. Alright, I know I don't want green. And I don't want to use gold again. Like, okay, you guys, like, I mean, I don't know. I want to use the pink peeps. No, not orange, so we're not using orange. I want to use the pink peeps. So I have that. And then we have this chocolate bunny, which I feel like the carrots I want to paint gold. Just to stick with that theme. And also because I don't want anything orange on here. So I'm just going to paint the carrots gold. Look how expensive everything is looking. You're welcome. And all this candy cost $1. Okay. Which brand, where brand is that gold? I'll link everything in, every time I do a Fake It With Me or Fix It Friday or a live or a tutorial, I always give you guys the tool list of all the things that I use and the links of where I purchased it from. So I will definitely link everything down there later tonight once we're done here. So that way you guys have a direct link where you can go and purchase all of the items I have. Obviously except for the dollar store stuff that I went to the store and bought. But to be honest with you, I don't know what brand it is because I buy them and I put them in my little tubes here. And then I don't know the brand of them. Oh, too much. Oh, okay, too much. Okay, perfect. So now I have the little carrots painted gold. Okay. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm not missing any questions. Cool. Perfect. This, that. Done. Okay, so now I'm going to choose a front. This isn't going to be it. I feel like this should be it. So I'm happy with this. This is going to be my front. And, somebody, did you guys make a decision? Anybody make a decision? Purple, pink, or blue? I got purple, pink, or blue. Watch, I'm going to make you guys make this decision, and then I'm going to totally switch it on you. You're going to be like, oh, use the purple. No, decide to use the blue. Like, I feel like that's what I'm going to do. So don't worry about making, don't make a decision. Forget it. Just let me do it, because I don't want you guys to feel annoyed, because you're going to be like, what the hell does she ask us and doesn't even, like, use our ideas. Okay. This garbage can is taking me off. I need, there it is. I want to grab a couple of these black straws that I have, just for support, just in case I need, like, anything to lean up against it, which I will. Which I'm going to need this chocolate bunny to lean up against it, because it's so thin and so flimsy. I should have gotten one on a stick. Okay, turn it this way. Let's see. That could be cute. Okay, I like it over here. Right? But now I have to put these sticks behind it to support it. I would say if you are going to do this, use a bunny on a stick. And they did have those. But of course I grabbed the one that didn't have it. Perfect. So now it has something to lean up against it to help it a little bit. Put that away. Okay. We're done. I actually think that looks great. All of this shit I bought, and this looks perfect. I don't really want to add anything else. Oh, someone said purple or blue. Oh, Cassandra, you're where I am right now. Purple or blue. Maybe the blue, because the bunny's eyeball is blue, so that might be cute. So we'll go with the blue. We'll do that. You guys are just full of ideas here, and I'm leaving me just to spin for myself. Fine. I'll do it myself. Okay. So I was thinking, how cute would it be? Oh, sorry, peeps. To maybe have some of these gold eggs, kind of like. Do we want this like closed on it, or do we want it open? That looks stupid open. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea. I immediately feel judged, and I feel intense. Like I feel like anxiety, because I don't know how this is going to turn out. Okay. What the fuck? Why would there be a package within a package? Ooh, these smell good. Ooh, these smell good. These may not make it through the night. These smell so good. If I had the ability to close up on my face right now, I forgot how good these were. I used to eat these all the time. These are good. Okay. Okay. Come on. like to mess with the height. Cute. Cute. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm on to something. I don't know. Who knows? There's something happening. I'm gonna start putting little. This is so frustrating on so many levels. When you want things to look chic and you have so many options. Okay. Now I'm just putting little golden eggs. Right? I'm just gonna place a few here, a few there. I don't want it to make, I don't want to like completely make this look like a mess. As I go for the cotton candy. I don't want this to completely look like a mess. Let's put cotton candy. Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh. Well. Okay. Let's try to see if we can get like an organic shape out of this. Of some sort. I don't know what we're looking like. We may have to remove this giant blue ass egg from here and go to the gold. Because that's just like, I don't know, what do you guys think? Gold eggs, put them at the bottom of the cake. Oh, okay. But, oh, you guys are totally talking to me and I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, gold eggs around the bottom. Okay, cotton candy on the bottom. Okay, you should have melted some chocolate and stuck the stock in the chocolate and placed it against the bunny for support. Oh, yeah, I definitely should have done that. Stick, Cassandra C, okay, gold instead of blue. Yeah, okay, so we're going to remove this, even though it's gorgeous, and I love the blue against the yellow. I just don't feel like it's fitting the rest of the aesthetics. You know what I mean? So I'm actually going to put these eggs in here because I need something to weigh it down so it doesn't like flop around everywhere. And I like the idea of putting the gold eggs down here. The only reason I don't think I'm going to go that route is for several reasons. One, because they're wrapped in silver paper and I don't like a lot of non-edible things on my cake. That's one. Two, because I want it to look elegant and simple, right? Without being too much. So I don't want to like cover the entire bottom and it just be all of these little eggs all around it. Although that is a cute idea. But I think my vision is going in this like sophisticated, we've lost sophistication a long time ago. It's going in more of a simplistic way, like a little more delicate. Okay, I gotta fix it. There we go. Cool. I can see. I don't know what this looks like. Oh, it kind of looks like a dream. A little bit. It's kind of like floaty and soft. It's cute. Thanks. If you was transported, what's the best way? A wish and a prayer. I like to do my transportation. I like my cake completely 100% frozen. Completely 100% frozen. Okay? And then when I get in the car, I have the air already on. So that way my car is completely cold inside. And then I have this in a box, and myself or another person is holding the cake because I live in Georgia and everything has like tosses and turns. So I want to make sure someone's holding the cake, and then also because we have like mountains and hills. So when I turn, the cake turns with me because I don't want to put it on the floor. Sometimes I have to put it on the floor in the front. I don't like the floor anywhere else. Oh, there's a gnat flying. I don't like the floor. I don't like the cake sitting anywhere else besides the front, on the floor with me. Not with me, but in the front seat or in someone's hands is my point. Long story short, let someone hold the cake. But have your car super duper cold because you want to make sure your cake stays cold. And if it's frozen when it leaves your house, then by the time you get to the location, it most likely will be thawed out. Definitely go with the support way like I was explaining earlier with the support halfway. If you guys are putting things on top of here and they're starting to be heavy, you got to remember you have to distribute your weight. See, back here it's going to be more heavier than in the front. So when you travel, back here will start to bulge if things aren't supported. So you want to make sure you put some bobo straws or something like that down here to support the rest of your cake because you have heavy stuff happening in the back. Can't forget that part. Look at that cute little bunny. Look at this peekaboo in the back. I mean, it's just so cute. It's so cute. You know what? I think I have an idea for this. Hopefully it doesn't fall because it's kind of heavy. Please don't fall. Just last as long as we are on live, okay? I'm loving it. Shout out to all of you giving me ideas because this is this is turning out really cute. Like she is looking hella cute. You're looking hella cute, girl. I like it. I really do. I think I'm gonna put some of these golden eggs, like one back here, right? Maybe I will do some trickling down the side, just like here. I think next time, I mean, there's not going to be a next time, but if I ever do a cake like this for a customer, if you guys are wanting to do a cake like this for a customer and not wanting to put all these gold wrappers around, I would take these out the wrappers and then paint them gold. You see what I'm saying? I would have preferred to do that. But we're just going to do it like this. Just a little bit here, a little bit there. Like it's just like sprinkling gold from heaven. Well, gold eggs from heaven. Like that's what it looks like. It's coming from a cloud. I'm actually kind of happy with this. I appreciate you guys. Not kind of. I'm actually really happy with this. Okay. She is so cute, girl. You are cute. I like her. Very simple. Can you guys believe I bought this shit at the dollar store? Like, everything from the dollar store. I mean, look at the amount of stuff. I got these for $1. I can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a total of 8 cakes using these peeps, right? I mean, there's so many things that you can do here. So many things. And I'm loving every single one of them. Like, the amount of cute polka dot cakes that you can do with these little sixlets. Why? Why do they come 6? And only 6 come in there. Maybe that's why? Interesting. Oh, and this says it's gluten-free. And nut-free. Look at that. They sell gluten-free and nut-free candy at the freaking dollar store. Look at the dollar store becoming healthy. Alright, missing things. It says it looks expensive. It does look expensive, don't it? She look hella expensive right now. Put the rest of the rabbits around the bottom. Simple is always better. Oh, hi, Lisa. That's my sister, Lisa. What about some chocolate drizzle in the front? I see what you're saying about that chocolate drizzle, but this is what's up. I ain't got no melted chocolate. I don't want to melt no chocolate because that would be the downfall of what's going to happen. Is that then I will go over there, melt chocolate, my cake will start getting warm and start falling apart and start falling over and things start happening. And then I'm going to have a cake that's hot because I'm under these lights, and then I have to put chocolate, and then I can just see so many things happening. But I think a chocolate drip would be cute, though. I'm down with that. Like a cute little, just like simple chocolate drip right here. Yeah. And it would be cute if it was pink. Like a pink chocolate drip. But I am so here for this cake. So here for it. Yep, no, don't have anything with chocolate. The only chocolate I have is green. I don't want to use green. As in a melted green already. And I don't want to go that route. But this, she cute. She cute though. Okay. Like, I want this to say something. Okay, perfect. Oh, spilling over. Just want to put some more back here. So I have some pink poking out. I think she is perfect. It turned out really good. Thanks. I think I'm always surprised when I do something and it comes out decent, especially when I'm sitting here going, huh, I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't thought this out. Yeah. Like, she's super abstract, super artsy, hella cute. I'm down for it. Note to self, you always want to put on, if you are doing this for a customer, this part, the cotton candy last. Because the moment that cotton candy touches air, and the moment, that's why it's sealed at the top, it has a seal at the top. The moment it touches air or moisture, it starts to diminish, right? Just imagine it sitting on your tongue, it starts to diminish. So you want to put it on maybe last when the customer comes, picks up the cake, or right when you deliver the cake, like maybe add those details then. And I think, guys, I think I'm done. So the thing that I was telling you guys about the speckles is that you could do speckles different ways. Last time I did speckles by just using some edible paint and speckling the cake, and it was like pink, hot pink, yellow, green, blue was what I speckled my cake with. It was a white cake. I'm actually going to throw on a couple of gold splatters on here. And I'm just going to use this gold and this paintbrush. Really simple technique. You may want to use gloves for it. I'm just not going to put any gloves on. And you just want to take your paintbrush and spray it back and forth. You guys won't see this on screen, but when I take the picture, you will see all the gold splatters that's happening. Yes. Oh, I don't really want it to get on my, but I'm going to. I'm just going to put some on my cotton candy because I want this cake to look expensive. So when I sell this bad boy for $150, $175, right? They know why. Now, my prices are really high. If you guys have watched me before, you guys know I don't turn my oven on for less than $400. That's my price when I do cake orders. But yours is going to be different because, I mean, tax brackets are different. The ingredients you decide to use are different. Your labor, your overhead, all those things are different. For me, if I was still in the cake game and starting out, I would have sold this cake somewhere between $150 and $175. Mind you, all I've spent so far, that's 1, 2, you know what the most annoying thing is? Is I was giving a good ass speech. And I look over to see if you guys are commenting, and the motherfucking thing is buffering. How annoying is that shit? Like, so annoying. You call it candy floss? Oh yeah, I know you guys call cotton candy candy floss. When I saw that, I thought that was so cute. Or like when I see people write like unicorn hair, I'm like, I wish we could get that in America, but I would have to make that, and I have a cotton candy machine. I would have to make mine to look like to look like floss because you guys is like straight, I think. What I've seen a lot of people use in Australia. Let me say that. In Australia, I've seen them use like straight cotton candy. Anyways, I was giving such a great speech. I'm so bummed out now. My speech was saying, basically, the gist of it was, at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about using the most expensive ingredients if you can't afford it, okay? Everybody who owns bakeries, I'm repeating this, I don't know what part it started to buffer. Everybody who runs a bakery, they use pre-made box mix, right? A lot of specialty bakeries, they don't use pre-made box mix. Some of them bake from scratch. But at the end of the day, they also start making their own box mix. And I say box mix, basically what I just mean is pre-made mix. You know, you get your flour, you get your soft, your powdered whatevers, you put it in there, and you put it on the shelf, so when you're ready to bake a cake, you already all have all your powders put together, okay? So don't be afraid to get the cheaper ingredients, because it will help you make money, especially during holidays like these. Easter holidays, Valentine's, what's another one? Halloween, Christmas, Mother's Days, Father's Days. Those are times that people are looking for gifts. And if you think that you have to have the best ingredients, just remember this, okay? That you see during these holidays at gas stations, people outside with their tents selling their teddy bears and their flowers and stuff, okay? They're not like at an amazing, gorgeous store that you walk in and it's beautifully decorated. No, they have a tent. And they have just, you know, crap from China is what they're selling, basically. And they make money doing that, okay? Holidays are meant for us to make some money, okay? Use the good ingredients for the actual orders that matter. A giant birthday cake, a wedding cake. These holiday orders, make them cheap, simple, get to the chase so you can make some money. Because this cake only cost me a total of about $15 for ingredients. Okay? A total of about $15 for ingredients. I'm going to sell this for $175. Alright? I hear coins when I say that. I just hear money all of a sudden. Okay? I spent $15. And that's a guesstimate. That is a guesstimate. Because I don't know what part this cut off at, but I was explaining to you guys that I have a Pricing with Confidence class that I teach in Miami, and I'm teaching one in New York. So you guys should sign up for those classes. Go to my website for that. But I taught them here in Georgia. I will be teaching another class in Georgia at the end of the year, a pricing class where I teach you guys how to become a legitimate business, and I teach you guys how to get your pricing together where I break it down for you, line by line, on how to price your cakes. Okay, so if you're interested, go to my website, www.morecakeym.com, and you can go to the shop and see the classes that I have there. But other than that, I think my dollar store cake turned out hella good. I'm sorry for all the buffering. I don't know what the flip the problem is. So, but I appreciate you guys sticking around with me. I really actually do, and I'm actually very happy with her. I think I'm gonna name her Blue, just because of this like little one blue eye this bunny has. I think I'm gonna name her Blue. She's perfect. She is perfect. I'm in love. In love. I'm in love. Anybody else in love? I am in love. I think she's great. I would like look at all the cakes that I can make. Right? I'll just have a stack of cakes and sell them all for $150, $175. Different sizes, 6 inches, 8 inches, your double 6 and 8 inch. People want cakes like this around this time. People celebrate Easter, right? If you go to church, you better be passing out your business cards. Okay? Church ladies always love a cake. And then it doesn't even have to be a cake like this. Like, you can do bundt cakes. You can do cupcakes, right? I mean, the amount of money you can make this Easter. Okay? So, good luck to you. I appreciate every single one of you. Follow me on Instagram at yes_ma'am_sweets. Thank you so much for all of you coming in. You don't understand how much it means to me that you guys come in, you guys support me on a weekly basis. I will be back next Friday. Well, today's not Friday, it's Saturday, but I was supposed to be on Friday. I'll be back next Friday. On Tuesday, I'll be posting a new tutorial. I'm going to be coming to you guys 3 times a week now instead of 2 times a week, where I normally come Tuesday and Friday. Now I'm going to be on, not when I say be on, I mean like upload a tutorial or come live. So now I'm going to have Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So it'll be 3 times a week. So hopefully you guys appreciate the third part that I'm bringing to the channel. which will be a little more advanced, and because I introduced you guys to a lot of beginner stuff, and so I'm gonna start bringing sculpting back to my channel, and maybe do some live sessions of me sculpting, so that way you guys can start seeing stuff like that. If you guys are interested in that, comment below what you guys would like to see. But I appreciate you guys sticking around. I know this was a long one, my bad, but I thank you guys. Love you. See you guys later. Bye. Oh, I gotta go around. I thought I had to cut it off here.